Hi everyone, welcome to this week weekly market update. So just a quick one, what will be happening? What happened on last Friday, and also what's the things that you to look out for next week, and also a couple of the stocks we will be doing some recap, and we'll be pointing out one of the news stocks as well for this week. Of course, try not to introduce too many because the thing is that right now we know that the market is at all-time high, and even though last Friday we can see that even though for non-farm payroll August report came in, right, it's only 235,000, which is way below the expectations of 720,000, but the market did not drop, right? It gave a mixture of sentiments of the market itself. So not only that, the unemployment rate came slightly better with the estimate of falling to 5.2%. All right, so this is all the news that you have been. I believe, let's say you have been trading, you have been investing, you should know what happened on last Friday itself. And but the thing is that a lot of people might forget that who is the one that actually eyeing on this kind of data, right? I mean, besides from investor, trader, but the most important thing is the Fed, right? Because last week, which I mentioned on the video, Fed is looking on how's the data coming for non-farm payroll and employment rates to determine whether will they reduce their tapering or when will they start tapering into their bond purchase, right? So with this kind of result, right, it give a it give the sentiments to the market that it might not be uh that early for the Fed to step into it to taper into the market itself. So they are actually eyeing on maybe coming to the end of the year, where the Fed will look for another metrics like next week the jobless claim. So I think next week there's a jobless claim. They are looking into it. So to determine whether will they start tapering into the bond purchase or not. But after all, this is what the market has been speculating on the news itself on whether when to taper, right? But ultimately the job data didn't come in that bad. I mean, it came in badly, but the market did not perform that bad after all. All right, and then for the coming weeks, right, stocks could actually look right past the weak job reports, which is last week, the all this kind of non-farm payroll, this kind of job, which is so weak, right? But the market will ignore it and focus on the strong profit because we are coming into they are looking forward. Like I say, stock is always looking forward, so they are looking on the early October of the earnings reports. All right, the company's earnings report individually. So things to watch out for, especially right now, they're actually saying that you see they ignoring jobs report, so you expect the market to look beyond the August employment report, which is about 500,000 lower, right? Because it came in 200 plus thousand only. So right now we can see that. So what's next for the stock market? Basically, earnings are expected to increase by 29.8% for the third quarter after the second quarter increased 95.6%. Of course, you guys don't be so surprised that even though it increased so much, it's because before that we are in the COVID sessions, right? The market, all the earnings has been dropped badly, so any increase is so-called an increase. But ultimately, whether the company is performing well or not, you need to zoom down into individual companies' earnings reports. Okay, so the market end mixtures, like I say, S&P end up 0.6%, and then Nasdaq up 1.5%, but down actually off 0.2%. So this is what they are looking at. All right, without all this, I mean, with all this news playing around, so what's to look out for? We are still back to the chart to determine where's your risk appetite, right? So let's go to the chart itself. All right, for the chart itself, right, I have been talking about this S&P 500. All right, S&P 500. Remember, I said this is still my target, 25th July. Did not remove it. So if let's say you are on the ETF, then congrats, keep holding. If let's say you're on indices, then continue to keep holding. All right, so my final target is still 4,600. I think it's almost 400 400 400 plus points shine off. All right, basically, I mean, so sorry, it's 65 point shine off from 4,006. All right, so it's achievable. It depends on how the market is going to uh you know absorb, try to digest what actually happened on last Friday. But do take note, this coming Monday is actually a public holiday for the market itself, so there will no the market will be closed on Monday itself, so please be aware of that. So after all, I'm still looking at 4,006, just a 1,000 one quick spike before there's a quick drop, because they mentions that September those seems like to be a good month. But after all, I just looking at the chart to do my trading, right? So I'm still eyeing on 4,006, my first target, my second target. All right, so this is what my view on S&P 500. And then secondly, we will be going to doing some recap. So people who have bought into Bitcoin, congrats. Like I mentioned, right? Bitcoin break 50,000. All right, right now it's trading at 50,300. But this is not my main focus. My main focus is actually on Coinbase. So I mentioned Coinbase. 22nd August remain bullish. So trading within the upward channel. You can see the upward channel. And then right now touches at 578. So this is on 22nd August where the price is around here. Okay, it's around this candlestick, right? So right now we are slightly above my where my analysis is. So it actually kept drop back. Right now go above. All right. So my first target is actually at 294. Actually should be 300 lah. All right. Actually should be 300. This is the round figure target. I'm still holding. I'm still biased on the long side for upside for Coinbase Global. Okay. Then the next counter we'll be going through is previously I have touched on this LAC lithiums. All right, lithiums 29 August, I think it's last week. Target price $23, no change. The price went to the high, which is 22.95, just 5 cents shine off from my TP. But ultimately, I'm still looking more bullish, more upside on this one. If you're able to hit successfully break above, then we'll look at the next target, all right, which is around 28. Okay, so this is how we go. All right, so will there be any pullback? If let's say you manage to enter before I told you, right, you will be somewhere here, your stop loss is still manageable. If you're going to chase the market here, your stop loss will be somewhere here. It's quite a risky. All right, if you didn't manage to enter, then too bad. If you manage to follow, then congrats. All right, this is what I can say. Okay, next thing, I talk about Airbnb. All right, for Airbnb, this is what we looking at 169, 170, market slowly inching up. All right, so we are looking where we go to. I think this is quite a good news because the market did not crash, right? It's forming a pensions, or people call it a flag right now. All right, you can see. Okay, so this is the pole. Okay, so it's somewhere like that. Okay, so by right, if let's say you go and study, this should be the same height. Okay, this should be the same height of this. So that, okay, so I'm looking at 169, 170. All right. So if let's say you're able to break through, by right, it's 175, no issue from here. This is Airbnb, my look on Airbnb. Next thing, I'm going through on Palantir. All right, this one also bias or uptrend, target 28, 31. All right, remove my arrow. It's coming soon. All right, it's at 26 right now. Last Friday closed at 26, and not just only that. I think I got the news, lots of likes, even if overpriced. All right, so good news. I mean, you can guys go and Google it. I think our revenue grew 49% year to year. This is quite fantastic, especially we are in the COVID period, right? So US commercial revenue surged 90% year to year. Palantir also saw 175% year to year contract value growth. So this is slightly longer term perspective. If you are able to enter previously around 22.50, where I have touched it, if you never cut, never stop out, congrats to you. Continue to hold. This is the $30+ shares. Definitely you will go to there. I can say it's a definitely lah. It's around there. So because if you have entered, then congrats. If not, then you can consider for some pullback. Then you continue to ride on it. Okay. Ultimately $20 below here. Here will be the definitely a cut if it break through here. All right. If it break through here, $70 cut. Must cut if it break. Okay. So this is for Palantir. Next, we are looking at okay. Nextly, I'll be introducing some new counter. Like I mentioned, there is one, right, but I think I will touch on this. I touched on this previously lah, so it's not considered new. Fubo 27 June. I say it's quite good lah. I think I say that there's a because of the they bought a Chicago based startup called this. is planned to launch a sport betting apps lah, basically for football. And there's a lot of good news coming in for football as well lah. I mean, you guys can go and Google if you are keen. But this is what I have been looking at. So let me remove everything. So football right now, I think based on Fibonacci, we can just draw from the base. All right. Sorry. Give me a second. Okay. So from the base, we can just draw. Okay, the price actually came down. All right, being supported by the 23.6% Fibonacci, and then we are looking for a bounce up. All right, if let's say you are keen, anything break below here is a good stop loss. Okay, this is how we use Fibonacci. Okay, so I'm bearish on the upside for FUBOTV. Okay, this is where I'm looking at. So this is FUBOTV. All right, next, let me reduce. I will amend it from here. Okay, next counter we are looking at today will be on this one called Chargepoint. All right, Chargepoint holding, very interesting. You can read up a lot of news. All right, Chargepoint means the second quarter earnings, but the revenue is surging. All right, if let's say you are a fan of EV and you believe that EV will continue to surge in this market, EV required charge point, right? Otherwise, how the car is going to move. So because of that, right, they're going to install a lot of this kind of charge point around in US itself. And then not only that, with the infrastructure plan from Joe Biden, right? Definitely there will actually there's a demand for the EV charging accelerate. All right, so this is what we are looking at. So right now, ChargePoint has approximately 118,000 of active public port. I think this will be growing up. All right. So for the earnings wise, even though it's not doing good, but we can see that the revenue has been increasing. All right, so this is actually a sign that the company itself is doing good, their sales is doing good. All right, so for people who are keen on ChargePoint, you guys can read, all right, higher after sales bid, increase the forecast. All right, so they increase the forecast. Can you see? They don't anyhow. We don't take the guidance of increase lightly. This is what the CEO is mentioning. He's talking about. All right, so for ChargePoint itself, based on the chart, we can see that earnings is doing all right. Surprise 0.92%. But what I'm trying to say that this is the base right now for ChargePoint. All right, this is the base. Sorry. Okay, so this is the base. Okay, so if let's say you guys are keen on ChargePoint, right, monitor closely. $17, $19 is where a crucial point, right? Is a crucial point. If let's say the market after the good earning coming in, it kept up, all right, on Thursday, then it continue to pull back. First, if you never break here, it's a good sign. All right. Second, if you never break this 19 and 70, but it continue to drift lower to here, is where you can enter if there's a sign of coming up. If it break below 70, this is where you give a stop from there. All right. So this is how we look at our charge point holding. So hopefully you guys learn something from here. All right. So that's all for this week weekly market update. I will be monitor closely on ChargePoint. I think this is so-called a mid to long term view for me. All right. Hopefully you guys enjoy this week video. Oh, last thing. So sorry. Last thing is actually Tesla. All right, Tesla, I mentioned 27 August, break 720. We are looking at the first resistance at 780. I think there are some good news of Tesla. You guys can go and Google it. I think Tesla, the Elon is actually talking about there will be good news coming up in good sales for in the month of September. So this might actually pop Tesla to another level. All right, so let's take a look. There's one good news. All right, I didn't find before that, but you guys can go and find out. There's one good news from Elon saying that he believes the sales for coming months of September will be the best for the year. All right, so take a look. This might be give Tesla another leg for it to go even higher. But ultimately, my first leg is at 780. So if let's say you're able to achieve that, then we'll be looking at the next level. All right, so my view for Tesla is still at the bullish side. All right, so that's all for this week weekly market update. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Thank you. Enjoy your week. Remember to like and share my video as well. Thank you. Bye bye.